So today I'm going to show you very basic ways to keep your eyebrows very groomed, how to shape them, and how to really get them to the point where they're going to frame your face and really show off your makeup. There's many different ways of grooming your eyebrows. There's tweezing, there's threading, and there's waxing. You can also go as far as getting laser if you want. But generally, I think those are the three that I mentioned are the basic ones. I like to tweeze, and I like to tweeze them myself, just because I'm a control freak and I wouldn't want to put that in anybody else's hands. So I'm going to show you my little guidelines of how I tweeze my eyebrows and how you can do it too at home with just tweezers. You don't have to go to a spa, you don't have to go to a salon, and just get the best results. So first you're going to take, you can use your brushes for this, but I'm going to use just a regular pen, and I'm going to show you just where, the length that you want to keep, like basic starting point. So you want to put this right on the inside, the inner corner of your nose, and make it straight. So this is where you should give yourself the guideline of starting off your eyebrows. So if they start coming in a bit more, you can tweeze it until it's straight and it lines up with your nose. So you can start off with that, and then you want to take your pencil or your pen at the bottom of your nose and connect it to the outer corner of your eye, and this line right here is going to give you where you should have your eyebrows end. Some people have, they naturally go further, some people naturally go a little bit before that, but definitely, as a guideline, this is what you want to have. From there, what I suggest is that you go very, very slowly. You don't want to over tweeze. That's probably the worst thing that you can do. You want still something very natural, but you do want it to be arched and styled. So start just by, layer by layer, making sure that everything connects. You want to follow the natural shape with my eyebrows. I don't know if you can see. I have a natural little kind of like arches, or not arches, but like little points at the top. So if I didn't arch my brows, I remember before I did, I'd have kind of little, little Ronald McDonald points at the top. So for me, it was very beneficial because naturally, it gives a much more flattering look when I do take care of them, instead of just letting this part grow out a little bit and it just obviously looks very, very pointy. So if you do have that point, or wherever your highest point in your eyebrow is pretty much where you want to be doing your arch. Again, you can really lengthen it a little bit if you want. I know my arches go a little bit more in the center. So what I do when I tweeze is I extend it a little bit longer, but so that it's still believable. You don't want, you want your eyebrows to look naturally nice too, as opposed to always having to fill them in with with makeup or with your pencil. So you just very slowly start and you arch, and you really go with your natural shape. Don't be afraid if there's little hairs that are out of place. Sometimes that's very, very beautiful. Sometimes some people don't even, really need to shape their eyebrows this dramatically. They can really, just clean up a few hairs that, just stray hairs all around. Your final step, what I really like to do, whether you need it or not, whether you have very full eyebrows or not, is always adding a little bit of color. Because even if you don't tweeze it exactly that way, there's so many ways that you can shape your eyebrows differently that really flatter different makeup looks. So sometimes I know for myself, I want to really extend this line, and I want it to be dramatic, and I want it to go, longer and not be natural. And obviously you can't do that with your real eyebrows. Sometimes I only want to accentuate this part and then just make this very, very skinny or whatever. I mean, through shading it with your eyebrow pencil, you can really define how you want it to be with each makeup look that you do choose. So it's really customizable. So my biggest tip, I think, is to keep it very natural when you're actually plucking, and just start off very, very slow. Just always remember that it's better to leave a little bit more on than too much off, and that if you really want to fix it, you can do it after. But give yourself always like a day to, just to see what you did the next day and experiment. And everything always looks very different when you have your makeup on too. And another little tip is that when you do tweeze your brows, or just tweeze in general, it's always better and a little bit easier when you get out of the shower or from a bath, because your pores are open and they just generally, it's a little bit easier, it doesn't hurt as much. Again, if you're very sensitive to pain, what you can do is you can always take some ice and you can numb the area a little bit before. But you'll see that after a while, you'll get very, very used to it, and it never stops hurting. Like, it'll always pinch, but you won't. It won't be as intense. You'll be used to it. So, yeah, shape away.